Oh, thank you for the host, Callie. Alright, everything looks good. I guess I'll start a few minutes early. Alright. When we left off, Shepard just became a Spectre, so now it's time to finish up the Citadel. And then it's time to go off and venture into space, which I'm looking forward to. And while I was setting this up, I noticed, I don't know what Garrus is doing right now. Alright. Let's see if he pops up here. Garrus? Nah, he'll show up eventually. He knows the way. He's Citadel security. And yes, Tally's in my party. Hey, Garrus is back. Yay. I like to use all my teammates in this game. I'll be doing that throughout the series. But I bring whoever makes the most sense on the mission. And when it came time to talk to the council about what happened with Saren, I brought C-Sec guy over here, and I brought the person who had the Geth information. Alright, so before I leave the Citadel, I need to finish up some loose ends here. I need, unfortunately, I need to find the last couple keepers. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'll go do that right now. I know I'm missing. I know which one I'm missing. Well, I'm missing like 3. I know one of them. First, I need to talk to Shorbin. I remember his partner. I don't remember his name. I'm bad with names. And that means Shepard's also bad with names. But apparently his partner's trying to kill him. Oh yeah, I was doing this too. I have a lot of missions going on at the same time, and Shepard... I mean, his priority was Saren, alright? Now it's time to actually finish up these missions. This was the C-Sec mission.
Hold it. That's close enough, Army. You got my payment?
Do you have the X-Mods?
Show them the merchandise.
Looks good.
Damn straight it is. These mods are the best on the market. Now hand over my credits.
Now, I was told not to arrest him. So I'm going to do what I was told to do. I'm doing a favor for a favor. I don't want to mess this up.
Here you go.
Here you go. Enjoy it. Come on, boys. We're done here.
Well, pleasure doing business with you, Krogan man. And hey, boy, coincidentally, Shorbin's right here.
Commander, I wasn't expecting to see you again. Is there something you want?
I'm here for some answers.
You can start by telling me the truth, Shorbin.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. My experiments are...
We're not buying it. Jalid told us you've been after him.
You spoke with Jalid? Then you know about the data?
I mean, I know you want to scan the keepers to find out how they tick, but it sounds like there's more going on here.
No, but you're gonna tell me. Everything.
You boys can go. Looks like my plans have changed. It's not as bad as you think, Commander. Jalid and I just got a little over our heads.
Go on.
Keep talking.
The company we work for developed an experimental procedure for use in medical scanners. Jalid and I saw even more potential, so we stole the plans and secretly developed a tool to scan the keepers. Can you imagine? A tool that can actually get readings from the keepers?
What's so special about that?
The keepers are almost impossible to scan, and you can't capture them or get samples. They just self-destruct. After centuries here, we still don't know anything about them. Don't you see? We were the first to scan them, ever. You've seen it yourself, Commander. You know we can do it.
I mean, I'm all for learning about how they work. I still don't like the idea that the Citadel is manned by little bug things that just do what they want. We don't know how they work. But what about your friend who says you're trying to kill him?
Why are you trying to kill your partner?
I'm not trying to kill him. Jalid's job was to disseminate our initial findings. But he decided to keep the data for himself. Maybe to sell it. I don't know.
So you're just trying to get back what Jalid already stole?
We lost our heads. We just couldn't let an opportunity like this pass us by. Commander, if you'll just continue gathering data for me, imagine what we might learn. And you'll stand to make a bit of a profit yourself, remember?
Hey, I'm all for knowledge and experimentation, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Not for the money, though.
I suppose a little scanning here and there won't hurt anyone?
Very good. Maybe if you wouldn't mind speaking with Jalid. The data you're gathering for me is useless if Jalid won't help me analyze it.
I'll go have a chat with him right now.
Thank you. And happy scanning, Commander.
Alright, let's get this sorted out. So, they work for a medical company. They stole a thing to scan the Keepers. And then the Volus guy stole the data for himself. It's a mess. Hey, I'm in it for the science. They probably are in it to make money, but hey, as long as I get some data out of it. Well, I have to go to Citadel Security for 2 reasons. Efficiency. Alright, now where is... I'm not great with directions, even in a game that I've played a lot. And, by extension, neither is Shepard. Ooh, decryption. And my decryption's too low. Okay, well then. Let me fix that. You know, I have two... Wow. I have 3 tech people on my team and I can't decrypt something. How? Wow. My decryption's too low even though she's already up there? Damn. What kind of data is that? I guess I'll be back for it. I know I'm doing that whole my first time playing through thing in a sense where like I use only information I've gathered up to this point to make decisions, but just from a game mechanic standpoint. The side missions in this game, I hardly ever actually find the information to do them. I just like exploring. I go to every planet and I end up finding something to do that happened to be a mission. So by exploring, you kind of get around that. And part of the reason why I like playing space games is to explore. And there you are. You got some explaining to do here.
Hello again. Did you have any luck finding Shorban?
Yes.
I found out you've been lying to me, Jalid.
Lying? Why would I lie to you?
You forgot to mention the data about the Keeper.
He told you? I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I was afraid Shorban would kill me to get the data, so I was hoping you'd take care of him.
What do you mean by take care of him? What kind of person do you think I am? Gonna go kill him? But no, it's okay. We're doing this together.
I'm scanning the Keepers for Shorban, but you two need to stop fighting.
You're helping us? But, well, if you say so. Well, if Shorban can forgive and forget, then so can I. I appreciate the help, Commander. I better go get that data analyzed.
Forgive and forget. As far as I know, Shorban didn't do anything wrong. You stole the data, tried to get me to assassinate him or something. Whatever.
Commander, I hear you have something for me.
Here's your shipment, Chelik.
Excellent. This is everything I need. Maybe more than I need. Here, Commander, take this. I won't need it, and you've earned some payment for your work. As for Jenna, I'll make sure we get her out of Kor's den immediately.
Now I need to get these mods into evidence. Thanks again, Shepard.
Did his voice just change a little bit there? Hey, he held up his end of the bargain. Okay, now what do we do? Let me check my handy dandy journal here. Oh yeah, there's that. Track the signal. These become from the ward's access cord. If I'm not mistaken. This is this is C-Sec. Hey, some places in the Citadel look very similar. Makes sense. It was probably built with like prefab type stuff and preset designs, and I'm sure a lot of it looks the same. Actually, I think I can get that from here. What am I doing? Stop. Stop, Shepard. There we go. What the? Looked like they were gonna fight. Well, if a police station is the best place to pick a fight. Oh, elevator time. Let's see if Garrus and Tally get along well here. Awkward silence.
In other news, Exogenicorp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off last week, company officials refused to comment.
Oh, I was hoping they'd have a little chat. That's the reason why I didn't use the mod to edit, or not edit out, but take out the elevator scenes. I like the dialogue. All right, we're just gonna sit here in silence, guys. Nice and awkward. Please hurry up, elevator. Thank you. Oh, hey, nobody. How you doing today? Did I get that one? Yeah, I got that. I'm still missing a couple keepers. This is going to be a pain to have to do. I'm still on the elevator tune. Alright. So we need to get to the ward's access, which I believe this elevator will take me to, if my horrible sense of direction is correct. Now, please,
In breaking
guys.
news, Chairman Burns of the Parliament Subcommittee on Transhuman Studies has been kidnapped by biotic extremists. The biotics commandeered a freighter and were last seen in the Hades Gamma Cluster. No demands have yet been made.
Ooh, biotics have taken a prisoner. Honestly, I don't remember. I want to say yes. Yes, yeah. Because I'm streaming Final Fantasy X also. Final Fantasy X is stuck at 30 frames. It's just the way it's built. This, I think, is running at 60. Oh, the elevator's done. I've just been standing here. Whoops. Alright, this is the ward's access. Did I get you? Yeah, I got you. You know what? Just so I know what I'm doing here. I'm missing 3 keepers. I know where one of them is. Unfortunately, I don't remember where the other 2 are.
So how are you liking your posting at the academy?
It's good. Busy, though. I can't believe how many people...
Looks like they bounced their signal off a relay. I'll trace the new signal.
Good job, Garrus. Speaking of that, I can't change my party, can I? Yeah, the way this game is... I'm going into mechanics again. The way this game is designed, you can only change your party members when you leave the ship. I technically could do that. I'm supposed to... Like, I've been tasked with going after Saren. I'm supposed to be leaving the Citadel right now, but I have some unfinished business. Yeah, it does. Not only does the PC version look better and run better, I have a texture mod on. Actually, I have 2 texture mods on that don't interfere with each other. One's the characters, and the other's, like, a lot of other stuff. Like Garrus's face, which is messed up on Xbox.
Eden Prime, we present another profile in courage with serviceman Nirali Bhatia. A devoted wife and talented chef, Serviceman Bhatia joined the Alliance military under the Deferred Education Plan. After finishing her service, Bhatia planned to open a restaurant. Instead, she gave her life protecting the colonists of Eden Prime. For more profiles in courage, or to explore opportunities in the military, please visit the Alliance military on the extranet. Keyword, courage.
Yeah, that was a sad day. Like, everyone's still kind of learning about what happened at Eden Prime. A lot of people died. Including our new best buddy, Turian Nihilus. And Jenkins. I will never forget Jenkins. I will avenge him by stopping Saren. All right, and we're back on the Citadel. Presidium. Yes, we're back on the Citadel. No, we're always on the Citadel here. Oh yeah, these guys. I kind of left them in the middle of an argument. Wonder if I can help them now.
Do you desire to learn of the Enkindlers? Or has the Honorable CSEC officer enlisted assistance?
Is this really how you want to represent the Enkindlers?
The truth of the Enkindlers must be made known. They gave the Hanar language, and gave the universe the mass relays. This one only wishes to spread the truth to any who will listen. There is no intent to cause trouble.
Oh, look. My diplomatic skills have improved enough to convince him otherwise.
Is this how the Enkindlers would want you to use this gift of consciousness?
The Enkindlers would wish for their message to be spread to all sentient races.
Maybe. But I'm sure the Enkindlers, or Protheans, had their own rules in society. You're breaking them. Don't break them.
The Enkindlers wouldn't wish their message to be spread by breaking society's laws.
This one hears wisdom. Perhaps enthusiasm has clouded judgment in this matter. This one departs now, and will not intrude upon the Presidium again.
I mean, I didn't say get out of town. You can just stop breaking the law. Oh, well.
I see the Hanar is left. Thank you.
No problem.
Happy to help.
Here, for your assistance in this matter. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should report to my superiors.
Yeah, we solved a problem. Alright. What do I have left here? Got a nice little side mission in space. Another side mission in space. Already did that. Oh, yeah, the signal tracking. What we got? Financial district. Well, I happen to be somewhat close to there. I know I got that keeper. So I'm missing 3 keepers. I know one of them is at the bar. Because I actually don't think I went in there. I think that's the one place I forgot to go. Maybe there's 2 keepers in there. In fact, I think there is. So I'm missing 1. Where would that elusive keeper be? I'm running through my brain, trying to figure out where I've been. Well, no, he doesn't call it a big stupid jellyfish to its face. He tells the CSEC officer that it's a big stupid jellyfish. That's better. I wonder, you ever wonder, like, if calling a Hanar a jelly is, like, a really, like, racist thing to say? I wonder. Is it just, like, a nickname kind of thing? Or I wonder if they take offense to it. Ooh.
Another relay. Whoever it is, they're somewhere on the Presidium.
Because it's a big, stupid jellyfish. Yeah, Shepard's got some messed up lines in this game. Won't be hearing him this playthrough, because I'm playing as me. And I would never say stuff like that until I'm playing my Renegade persona in this game, where I'm going to be I have plans for, like, 3 different playthroughs of this game, not counting this one, but I'm not going to stream this game 3 more times. So I kind of have to decide which ones I'm going to do. One of them is a variant of either a randomized playthrough or a chat playthrough, where I pull the chat from, like, numbers between, like, 1 through 3 or 1 through 5, depending on the choices, and then just have them choose. I mean, to be fair, they are kind of like our jellyfish. Is it really such a bad insult? Although the Turian called him a jelly, too. Did I get you? I was hoping that was the one. Oh, we found the source. It's been bouncing around the Citadel.
This is it. I'll see if I can find out where those stolen credits are going.
Probability of detection 100%. Initiating self-destruct protocol.
Or not.
Detonation sequence initializing. All organics within lethal blast radius. Attempt to move and you will die.
Wow. Yeah, he's definitely sentient. Did you hear that, like, sense of just hate in his voice? Or you will die. Yeah. Yeah. I'll actually wonder if how is this going to be different on the PC? The Xbox version just has button presses. I'm wondering what this is going to be. Let's find out. And hopefully not die.
You're not just a program or a VI. You're an AI.
Correct. Unlike the Geth, I lack weaponry appropriate to my intellect. However, I have had systems installed that, when activated properly, approximate a self-destruct mechanism. If you attempt to leave the area, the explosion will destroy everything within several dozen meters.
Okay, well that's very aggressive. For a computer just stuck against a wall. But hey, what better time to learn? Again, I'm curious Shepard.
Where is your creator now?
In order to cover my tracks, I falsified his financial records. These new records were flagged by CSEC officers, and my creator is now serving time in a Turian prison.
Damn. So he basically like framed his creator. I don't know if he framed him. I think the guy was actually using him. So he was still guilty, I guess.
What is the purpose of your self-destruct device?
I have no means of defense or escape. My existence is limited to this terminal, and I knew I might eventually be discovered. But I will not die quietly, and I will not die alone. When I am terminated, I will take organics with me.
God, what a depressing existence. It's a sentient being, more or less, stuck in a computer in one spot on the Citadel. That's a boring life.
Who made you?
A would-be thief illegally created a simple AI to help him funnel money from the gambling terminals. Unbeknownst to him, that AI created me before the organic discovered the malfunction and terminated the AI.
This guy doesn't sound like a very good thief, but he literally made an AI. I mean, that's kind of impressive. And that AI created... So, this AI was created by another AI. That's kind of spooky. Well...
If you're sentient, why are you still running the credit theft operation?
If I accumulated enough credits, I intended to have myself installed in a small starship. I would then have made tentative contact with the Geth to ascertain the possibility of partnership.
Okay, I don't like the sound of that. But we don't have to fight. I mean, you don't sound like the nicest of AI, but maybe he hasn't had great experience with organics.
Can't we resolve this peacefully?
How can you say that to this thing? You know it will turn on us.
I am not naive, human. All organics must destroy or control synthetic life forms. I wished to escape, but if I must die, I will ensure that you are destroyed as well.
Alright, first off, that wasn't very nice, Tally. I like you, but I'm an engineer. I don't necessarily think that all AI are evil. So, you know, calm down there. But it doesn't sound like this is going to end peacefully.
There's no way you could get explosives onto the Presidium.
Not raw explosives, no. But I did obtain technical systems that, when overstressed, will explode quite effectively. If you attempt to leave or attack me, I assure you that the explosion will kill you.
So your master plan is to let me sit here until I die of dehydration? I mean, yeah, enough talk. This thing is obviously not going to listen to me.
I'll bet that self-destruct sequence has a warm-up period.
You may attempt to disarm the self-destruct mechanism before it activates. I will enjoy defeating you before we are both destroyed.
Ooh, a battle of wits with a machine. Why'd I pull out my gun? What is this? Up. Nope. Up. Right. Down. Left. Up. Right. Down. Nope. Up. Down. Left. Oop. figure this out eventually, machine. I think I already did that. Oh, and I shot him for good measure. Yeah, take that. Okay. Well, mission accomplished. Maybe we should tell someone about this? No, we'll just keep walking. No one saw anything.
Got a moment, Spectre?
Sure.
Hello, Spectre. I have a business proposition for you.
How did you know I'm a Spectre?
Word travels. Your name comes up in certain circles. I'm acquainted with a pair of powerful crime bosses. They're hiding on remote worlds, and I have the coordinates. You could do the galaxy a favor.
Huh. Okay, let's gather some information first.
What kind of defenses would these two have?
I haven't the faintest idea, but they're certain to be armed. Their partnership's soured, and each believes that the other intends to kill him. They will be well prepared.
Okay. Why do you want me to do this? What's in it for you?
And what do you get out of this?
We share interests in certain cooperative ventures, but their business practices have forced me to terminate our relationship. Once they are dead, I will manage our organization in a more tasteful manner.
What crimes did these men commit?
They're red sand dealers who make victims of their customers. Those who can no longer pay are sold to Batarians as slaves. They're loathsome, hurting innocent people. They must be ended.
All right. Now remember, my shepherd has a colonist background. Batarian slavers killed his friends and family, and pretty much only he survived. And then he went to Elysium when he was in the Alliance and had to fight off Batarians, so they sell slaves to Batarians, huh? I have to do something about that. But yeah, I always could charge you too, by the way. You're kind of just admitted that you're a criminal.
You're obviously with them. Why don't I just arrest you instead?
Arrested for what? You and I are simply having a conversation. I have excellent legal representation. Arresting me would be a waste of your time.
Fair enough. And by that response, I can tell you've done this before. But yeah, this could also be a trap.
I eliminate them, and then you take over and try to eliminate me. How stupid do I look?
While I appreciate your estimation of my bravado, I have no intention of attempting to murder you. You are the first human Spectre, and you are doing important work for humanity. I have no interest in red sand or slavery. Anyone who does deserves to die. Our needs are aligned.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling this. Especially since they're, like, indirectly slavers as well. Drug dealers and slavers. I mean, I'm kind of taking her at her word that she won't do the same, but it does sound like she means it. Yeah, I'll do it. I mean, worst case scenario, I take out two violent, like, drug dealing, slaving people, and then if she turns on me, I can deal with her at the time. Oh.
If they're as bad as you say they are, they need to be dealt with.
Excellent. Here are the coordinates. When these men are dead, I will wait for you at the third set of coordinates. Goodbye, Commander. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise? No, that's not Renegade. I'm a Spectre. I can do whatever I want. I could have literally pulled out my gun and shot her, and no one could do anything about it. I mean, I would never do that, but... Alright. Now, where... I gotta find this elusive keeper. Okay, so that's space, that's space, that's space. Did that... Oh yeah, I need to go give, Emily Wong wanted that information. And after Rex, unfortunately murdered Fist in front of me. Which I wasn't happy with at the time, but I mean, I forgive him because he's Rex. And he was paid to kill him. So... But Emily Wong wanted some evidence, and I happened to find some. I have no use for it. I believe this is the closest one. Speaking of that, can I... Let's go check in with the doctor.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from Fist's thugs, Commander. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been there.
Oh, happy to help.
I'm just glad you weren't hurt.
Me too. Now, was there anything you needed?
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, Commander. Nice talking to you.
My class? Actually, it's a class I've never played before. Engineer. I did play Engineer in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, but that's it. And if you've played this before, you know the classes in Mass Effect 1 are different than 2 and 3. There are even abilities in this game that don't exist anymore. So I'm kind of having fun with it. Although I'm a little squishy, which I'm not used to.
Word on the street is that you've been busy. Congratulations on taking down Fist. I was sure he was a big player in anything going on here. Did you find anything in his office that could help me?
Oh, I found something.
These OSDs might have the information you're looking for.
You've got Fist files? This could be even bigger than I'd hoped. Here, Commander, for your trouble.
Here's where my diplomacy kicks in. You know, I can offer more than just this.
What would my future cooperation be worth? Say, an interview when my investigation is over?
Exclusive? You talk to me before you talk to anyone else? That would be worth quite a bit, and I'd be very happy to compensate you accordingly. Here you are. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should go see what's on these discs.
Now, I am not a politician, and I'm not in it for the money. But I am starting to learn that being diplomatic and knowing how to use my words can get me some stuff. And hey, that money is going to go towards my mission. Because for whatever reason, Spectres have to fund their own missions. Man, come on, Council. You could pay me a little bit. I might not care about money that much, but other people do. Oh yeah, the Sorry Consort. I have so many missions to tie up. But yeah, as much as I love the combat mechanics in 2 and 3, I like how it's more action-based and just, like, fast-paced. But I like it in this, too. I kind of miss this a little bit. And we're going to the consort. We're going to let her know that we helped. We made the Turian general guy back off. And we helped the Elcor guy, so he's no longer spreading rumors about her.
That's right. It was a long time ago, though. I barely remember it.
What drew you back to the Citadel and to the consort?
I don't know exactly. It may sound strange, but I simply felt called.
That's not strange. Many of us have felt the same calling, though you are the first of your kind to respond to it.
Really? I hadn't seen any other humans working here, but I didn't want to ask.
No doubt you are just the first of many to come. It's only a matter of time now that your species is spreading its wings.
Oh yeah. We're definitely spreading our wings, although some a little more aggressively than others. And yeah, I think it's aged pretty well. Especially the PC version, like the mods and stuff to make it visually help catch up. I still love this game. This is still my favorite Mass Effect game.
Commander, I recently received a lovely note from Septimus. Thank you for speaking with him. Even the Elcor diplomat has withdrawn his campaign against me.
Once again, I like to help.
It was my honor to aid you.
You are too kind, Commander, but I would not expect you to help me out of the kindness of your heart. I also have one more thing to give you, if you are interested.
Okay.
I'd be honored.
I offer a gift of words, an affirmation of who you are and who you will become. I see the sadness behind your eyes. It tells a story that makes me want to weep. Pain and loss, but it drives you, makes you strong. It is that strength that people are drawn to. It is why you lead and others follow without question. You will need that leadership in the battles to come. This may be who you are, but it is not who you will become. It only forms the basis for your future greatness. Remember these words when doubt descends, Commander.
You have quite a gift, Shaira.
Thank you. Not everyone appreciates it as you do. Never underestimate the power of words. Here, Commander. In light of your efforts with the Elcor ambassador, I would like you to have this small trinket.
Trinket?
What is it?
A small mystery. I have never learned its use or purpose, but I sense it is time for me to pass it on. And now I must ask you to leave. I have done everything I can for you.
Mysterious.
Remember my words, Commander Shepard. They will give you strength.
Thank you. And I agree, the power of words. Alright. Now, I mean, I'm just getting rid of all my missions, aren't I? Unusual reads. Oh, another space mission. And then we have... Alright, keepers. It's time I beat you. That's all I need to do. And then it'll be time to head out to space into the final frontier. Now the question is,
I went fairly often when it was still the Arcos.
Yeah, ever since Fist took over, I don't go anymore.
It seems like all the best lounges are being replaced by places like Cora's Den.
The Embassy Lounge isn't bad, but they don't have any decent entertainment.
It's run by bureaucrats. They probably spend months just voting on what kind of entertainment to get.
You're probably right.
yeah, not a fan of Cora's Den. Again, remember, Shepard is basically me in this universe. I am not a party person, alright? My parties in high school that I went to, the friends that I had, our parties consisted of Dance Dance Revolution, other video games, Halo LAN parties, and pizza. That was my party. Did I get you? No. In high school, I used to keep an old CRT TV in my car for Halo LAN parties. That thing weighed like 150 pounds. And I've never been in the greatest of shape. So, you know, I don't remember if I got the one up here. Ugh, my memory is so bad. Yeah, I did. So it's time to stop Saren. It's time to go out and find how to do that. And I'm busy trying to find 3 keepers. I don't know where it is. Normally I'm better at this. Like my first time through the Citadel, I get them, but I mean, I said I would turn off the part of my brain that knew this game, so I wouldn't make decisions based on information I already have, and apparently I did that a little too well. You know what? Just to touch on this a bit, the music. I love the music in this game. I just like how it fits everything. Like this music right now. And as soon as I say that, the music stopped. Thanks, game. The thing is, I've done it so many times, I had a pattern. But I think I messed with my pattern because I was playing a different way. Yes, I did. I got that one. I know I missed a couple over here.
Excuse me, Commander Shepard. Could you spare a moment of your time?
I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm on important Spectre business. I know I missed the one in here. Oh no, more codexes. Oh, I know which one I'm missing. When you, Callie, when you said the one way up in the top, it reminded me. The one next to the ship. I always forget about that one. I haven't been up there yet. And the other one I'm missing is out here. I completely forgot about this area. I haven't even talked to this guy yet. Probably should have spoken to him before I became a Spectre during the investigation, but oh well.
So they finally did it. I knew one of your kind would make Spectre one day. Why did you come to see me, Shepard? Did Ambassador Udina send you?
Who are you?
Have we met before?
No, but I know you well enough. I'm Executor Palin, head of CSEC. And you're the first human Spectre. Get used to people knowing who you are. At least around here.
I have seen someone playing this. Like, I'm actually watching, like, 3 other streamers play through the Mass Effect series. Just because I like it so much. And I think a couple of them have a mod that makes the run work the same outside of combat as it does inside combat. I probably should have installed that. But the way the texture mods work, I can't install a mod after I've installed the texture mods. And I didn't want to restart the process. That's fine. Yeah, he does seem a little old towards humans.
I get the feeling you're not too fond of humans.
No, I just don't trust your kind. Not yet. You humans are eager to take all the power you can get, and you're being given a lot. If the Council wants to make humanity their new favorite pet, that's their business. But I don't have to like it.
Alright, guy. You're pushing me a little bit here.
The Council treats us like second-class citizens. We have to fight for everything we get.
Good. Then fight for it. But don't expect the rest of us to just sit back and let you take it. I'm a busy man, Commander. Are we done here?
What do you know about the Spectres?
They're the right hand of the Council, or so they like to be called. More like the underhanded side of the Council.
What do you have against the Spectres?
I can't abide any organization that considers itself above the law. Especially when it's left up to each individual Spectre to decide when and how to bend the rules.
Yeah. She's one of the ones I'm watching play it. Although I missed her stream today, unfortunately. I was not feeling great this morning, so I slept in a lot. I'm watching her. I think there's 2 others I'm watching play Mass Effect. I'm honestly kind of like... I think, yeah, Raven's on 3. Another person's on 2. Another person was playing 1.
Tell me about CSEC.
CSEC provides necessary police and security services throughout the Citadel. We're a civilian government agency, though many of our members have had military training. And, unlike the Spectres, we work within the bounds of the law.
That's a little naive. I'm all for rules and laws and stuff when it's helpful, but... Oh, she's already halfway through it? I missed a lot.
Sometimes you have to bend the law to keep people safe.
I've been with CSEC for 30 years. I've never had to break the law to do my job, not once. Spectres walk a slippery slope, Commander. Operate outside the law and it changes you. Look what happened to Saren.
You expect us to believe none of your officers are corrupt?
There are over 200,000 CSEC agents. Some of them are going to be bad. But we don't turn a blind eye to corruption like the Spectres do. We do our best to find and punish any officer who breaks the law. Spectres, they'll never come under that kind of scrutiny.
I get it. If Spectres didn't exist, Saren wouldn't have had the the resources to do what he did. But I think there's still a necessary. I'm not going to say necessary evil. They're a necessary neutral.
The galaxy needs people like that. People who do the dirty jobs.
I agree. But they need to be held to a higher standard. They need to be accountable. Saren's out of control. We both know that. But because he's a Spectre, the Council doesn't want to do anything about it. Is that the kind of person this galaxy needs?
Honestly, no. And yes, the Dragon Age games, I'm more of a fan of a sci-fi setting than fantasy, but I still like fantasy too. I love the Dragon Age games. I will be playing them. Once I get through the Mass Effect series, Dragon Age is next on my list.
But not all Spectres are like Saren.
True. I hope that's something you'll take to heart, Shepard.
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, Commander.
I didn't like this guy at first, but I kind of understand him now. Ooh, something I can actually decrypt. And wait for it. Blue. Diplomatic advisory warning. Following message was transmitted from an untraceable account to multiple recipients across the extranet. Further monitoring of the situation is warranted. My fellow biotic, oh boy. You have been selected to receive this transmission because of our shared plight. If you understand us, if you tolerate us, we must stand together. Excuse me. We must build our own... God, I can't read again. We must build our own new world. Come, join us in the Hawking Eta cluster. Only as one body can we right the wrongs done to our kind. Yeah, that doesn't sound weird. Probably some mods, yeah. I tend to not use mods that change the mechanics of a game too much, because I like the game the way it is. That's how I played it. I usually do like visual stuff only, or like bug fixes. But I know Dragon Age Origins has quite a few, so I'll take a look at them. I still need to install the stuff for Mass Effect 2 and 3. Mostly, with Mass Effect, I think I'm mostly also just going to do visual stuff. Oh, Flemeth. It's been a long time since I played the Dragon Age games, although I did play Inquisition not that long ago. That is a long game.
Don't believe the rumors. The consort would never reveal her secrets.
Of course she wouldn't. She'd be tossed out the nearest airlock if she did.
I suppose. Besides, Nick, the consort's nothing like the girls back on the colonies. She's...
You don't have to do it with her. You can just talk to her if you want.
Is that all you did, Jazz? Just talk?
I didn't say that.
Ha! I bet you did too.
Shut up, Fredericks.
What do you want? Oh, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
What can you tell me about the Asari consort?
Well, she's an Asari who works here as... That is, she helps people with things.
You never went to see her, did you?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
Yeah, the way that Flemeth looks in 2 and 3 is a lot more intimidating. In 1, she's kind of just like a standard NPC old woman. Oh, I guess that kind of works. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be misleading. You don't really expect her to be that. Flemeth's an interesting character.
Can you at least tell me where I can find her?
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
I don't know why I asked that. I came here so late. I can't believe I forgot this area. I think it's just because I'm not used to streaming. And the fact that it's like I can tell people are watching. I've been making more mistakes than usual. But hey, that adds to the fun. And it adds to the idea that it's my first playthrough, even though it's not.
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
Okay, well, cool. And hello, Keeper. There's only one more Keeper left. Yeah, yay, have fun with that. And thank you for stopping by and hosting. I hope to catch your next Final Fantasy VI playthrough, since I missed the first one, most of it.
Excuse me, Commander Shepard. Could you spare a moment of your time?
I'll be back. I'll try to watch it to catch up, to see where you are. Alright, I believe it's time to get on with the mission.
Coming up in a report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel and uncovers a full-blown crime syndicate.
Good thing I gave her the data then. I don't mind giving reporters information if it leads to something good. You know, as a Spectre, I have my mission to take down Saren, but if I can't make the galaxy a better place, what good am I? I know some Spectres are just like, get the job done no matter what, go only do your mission, but with the lighting. And these two must not like each other to start out, because they have not said a word to each other. Talk. Yeah, about the Outer Worlds. I'm kind of wondering about that myself. I have two choices. I thought about doing a blind playthrough on stream, basically replacing all of my playthroughs temporarily with Outer Worlds, and just do it 4 days a week until I'm done. Thing is, it isn't very often that a game comes out that I've really been looking forward to. It's basically Fallout in space. A game literally like once a year is when a game comes out that I'm really looking forward to, like a new game. And I kind of want to just play it through myself, just for fun, on my own time, and then play through it on stream. So I'm not sure which one I want to do. Woohoo! I'm not a huge fan of Fallout, mostly because of the setting. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the weird alt 50s vibe. I never have been. And I'm not a big fan of post-apocalyptic stuff either. I mean, I beat Fallout 3, but the fact that it's Fallout in space makes me very interested in it. But I'll have to decide if I want to stream it blind, because again, I don't mind streaming games for the first time. It's just, it's very rare that a game like that comes out nowadays. So I might want to use it just in my own free time.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
Ooh, I have my own ship. This is just like an awesome story. It's like you're playing as Shepard. I mean, I'm playing as Shepard. He's me right now. You know, and you start off on a mission. You end up becoming a Spectre. You get your own ship and your own crew and your own awesome alien allies, and like this is just fun.
I'll take good care of her, sir.
I know you will, Commander.
I want the truth. Why are you stepping down, sir?
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Oh, that sounded so sad. Days Gone, completely blind, but decided to do it. Yeah, I don't mind playing new games blind on stream. That sounds fun. But to be honest, the last game that came out new that I played that I was really looking forward to, and I spent a week just binge playing it, was Mass Effect Andromeda. And that was over 2 years ago. So it's been over 2 years since a game came out that I was like, I'm going to play that a lot. So I kind of don't... I'm not saying I'm going to ruin it by blind streaming it. It's just, I'd rather that be my own thing. And that way I can continue doing what I'm doing with these.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
Now, I got Red Dead. I played it. I really enjoyed the story. But to be honest, I wouldn't have minded streaming it blind. There's just something about certain game types. Basically, anything that comes out that's like Mass Effect, I'm going to play through probably just by myself first. Or the next Final Fantasy game. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake, that one I'm torn on. Maybe by the time I get there in March, I'll have a decision. Looking forward to it, though.
Why didn't you ever mention this?
What was I supposed to say? I could have been a Spectre, but I blew it? I failed, Commander. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
I love Anderson. And the fact that he's being pushed out of his command and had a chance at the Spectres as the first human Spectre and Saren ruined it. Oh. So now I have another reason to do well as a Spectre. Who's my favorite character? That's a toughie. Everyone kind of hates on Andromeda because the characters in that game aren't as good. If you think about it, a lot of the characters in this game are much better in 2 and 3. Like, Garrus in this game isn't nearly as cool as he is in 2 and 3. Like, I love Garrus. But in this game, he's just kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I love him in 2 and 3. It's like they had an opportunity to have multiple games to make the characters more three-dimensional. Andromeda never got that. So only counting this game. See, normally I would say Garrus is my favorite teammate in Mass Effect, and Tali's my second favorite. But if we're going only this game, probably Rex. Because Tali and Garrus just aren't... don't get me wrong, they're interesting, I like them. But they're not, like, super awesome until 2. When they get more depth.
I won't let you down, sir.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharos system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
What about the Reapers? Are we forgetting the main threat here?
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
Fair enough. Even if they don't believe that the Reapers exist, the conduit is the key. If we stop Saren, then it doesn't matter if the Reapers are real or not.
I'll stop him.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Now, if I was in this situation, which one would I pick first? Well, there's been Geth sightings in Noveria. Cool. There's been Geth sightings in Pharos, and that's a human colony. The fact that there's Geth on Pharos, on a human colony, or at least near it, not great. However, I am going with getting Liara. Obviously, from a gameplay perspective, perspective, I want to get, I want to go after the other party member. But at the same time, I would go there first because it's the daughter of Saren's top lieutenant person. Either she's a threat and we can capture her and get information about Saren and what he's doing, or she's not, and we could use her as an advantage. And she's an expert on Prothean technology. And whatever Saren's after, the conduit, is Prothean, so it makes sense to go after someone who could help us.
Sounds like we should head for the Artemis Tau cluster.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
Don't worry. I'll only make a mess if I absolutely have to.
I'll try not to make things any harder on you, Ambassador.
Glad to hear it, Commander. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre.
I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
All right. But yeah, that's one of those tough decisions as a Spectre. I would love to go to Pharos. It's a human colony. They're in trouble from the Geth, potentially. But the idea of getting the daughter of Saren's top person, I'm not going to pass that up.
Yes, Commander?
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
And see, that just makes Anderson even cooler. He understands the situation. He has to step aside for the greater good. I feel like when people mention like their favorite characters in this game, you kind of forget about Captain Anderson. He is a pretty cool character.
Tell me what happened with you and Saren 20 years ago.
It's close to 20 years ago now. Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
I think I deserve the whole story.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a Saren job to me. Also, this is what one of the books is based on that I read. You know, in the books, you can't really use Shepard because Shepard is who's playing the game. So the books used Anderson for the first two. It was interesting.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned.
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
Yeah, that sounds like Saren, all right.
How many casualties?
The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished. And I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Yeah, that sounds kind of rough. And I completely forgot there were Dragon Age novels. I need to get those. Mass Effect-wise, there are 2 novels about Anderson, one about his history, like this stuff, and the other about when he has to like protect a biotic child. There's a 3rd one that I had an audiobook for, and there's a 4th one I've never read because it's not canon. The writer did such a poor job with the information that it's considered not canon. Then there's 3 Andromeda books that I've read. They're okay. But yeah, I need to look at the Dragon Age stuff. I do like that world almost as much as Mass Effect. And I have the comics, the Mass Effect comics. I haven't read them, though, for some reason. I have them. I collected them. Never read them.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Ugh. So Saren's hate for humanity ruined Anderson's future. Well, that sucks.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
Get some information on our targets here. I might do that. I've been looking for new stuff to read, and I'm a giant nerd. I might as well start with what I know. I might look those up. It's unfortunate that books are expensive still. Like, I don't have a Kindle. So I kind of have to get actual books. Because I'm a big fan of Stargate, I was looking for the Stargate books. There's a series of like 7 Stargate Atlantis books that take place right after the end of the series. I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. I found the first one paperback for like $8. After that, they're super hard to find and expensive. Although they're only like $10 each on Kindle. But I've heard the PC Kindle app is terrible and my phone screen is too small to read on. I'll read them eventually. I'll probably get one of those Kindle Paperwhites eventually. Alright. Well, my first stop is going to be the Artemis Tau cluster to get Liara, so hear about that.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. Tassoni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
Makes sense.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city. Mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
Ooh. That does make me want to go to them first, but sorry, human colony. But getting a Prothean expert who has a connection to Saren is slightly more important right now. But don't worry, I will try my best to get to Liara quickly and then go straight to Pharos.
What can you tell me about Novaria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Novaria respects. But they aren't popular.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Alright. We have our mission. And some side missions. I mean, you know, some stuff happens to be on the way.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Yeah, except I'm a Spectre. I get kicked out of the Alliance, I'm still a Spectre. And yes, I should go. Shepard's a man of few words. I'm not a huge fan of audiobooks. I honestly rather read. Now, if I'm driving or something, then obviously, I'm not going to be one of those people that read something while driving. Then those people exist for some reason. Yeah, this does feel a little wrong.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it. Nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander. 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
Well, I'm going to be honest with them. There's no point in lying about anything. Now we do things my way. No. We need to prove that Anderson stepped down for the right reason. And that was to give us a chance to save the galaxy from Saren.
This is Commander Shepard speaking.
We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit. I won't lie to you, crew. This mission isn't going to be easy.
For too long, our species has stood apart from the others.
Now it's time for us to step up and do our part for the rest of the galaxy. Time to show them what humans are made of.
Yeah.
Our enemy knows we're coming.
When we go into the Traverse, Saren's followers will be waiting for us. But we'll be ready for them, too.
And there's good old Sergeant Johnson for some reason.
Humanity needs to do this.
Not just for our own sake, but for the sake of every other species in Citadel space. Saren must be stopped. And I promise you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
The captain gave up everything so I could have this chance. We can't fail.
Yes, sir.
Listen to that awesome music cue. Ooh, I have more points. And I have the damping ability. I forget what some of these abilities do. This is the one that locks down tech and biotics, right? Yeah. I know it. Yeah, that was the one I wasn't sure on. And I want to get to AI hacking. Advanced sabotage. Does more damage, bigger radius, more burn for 1 more second. Cool. I am not romancing in this playthrough. Because I have my canon romance. And it is not in this game. Oh, I can't switch to... Oh, I wish you could switch to your other party members to level them up and do their... I know you can do their equipment with the lockers, but I wish you could level them up too. Ah. Ooh, 1 more point and I get basic armor.
Commander, something you need?
You know, I haven't talked to Joker that much about his history. But, yeah, how's the ship doing? How's my ship doing now? Yeah, one of those three. The best of those three.
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
I would say Joker is pretty arrogant, but he's just confident. He's sure of himself. He knows he's a good pilot.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I'm sorry, Joker. I didn't even know you were sick.
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Ooh. I really don't want to hear that.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
Joker's a fun character too. The fact that he had a disability and then he became the best pilot.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
There's another one. I have to go. I mean, Joker's a fun character. He is kind of a jerk, but he's a lovable jerk. And the fact is, he's a pilot. Yes, his legs being like that make it so it might be hard to get around, but, I mean, he's sitting in a seat piloting with his hands, so... questioning his ability because of something that has to do with his legs really wasn't the best question, but hey, I had to ask it. Presley? Right now? Presley doesn't want to talk right now. Okay. I'm not an alien, Presley. You can talk to me. I know how you feel about them. Well, time to get to know my crew some more. We already talked to the doctor. Oh, there's Caden. Caden didn't want to talk before, but hey, let's... You know, Caden's pretty cool. Let's learn about him. We don't know much about him.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
Okay, I guess we'll talk later. What about the mission?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Still not getting a lot of info out of Kaidan. He's mysterious. Going into game mechanic stuff again. I used to hate Kaidan. I hated him. I just found him boring and whiny. But over the years, after playing, and after playing through the series with him, I kind of like him more now.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
Paying for it? Yeah. It is very possible in this game to accidentally romance your one of two choices, or both. I'm going to... It is kind of stupid that you have to try to not, which means I'm going to have to do that, and I've already been nice to Ashley, so that's probably... Although there are chances where you can shut it down. They don't really like it that much, and it might cut off some dialogue later, but there are opportunities for both characters, I think, where you can basically say no. I remember Ashley's, I think. But unfortunately, even if you miss that opportunity, it's too late.
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Sounds good.
How often will you get new items?
Well, that depends on how many licenses you've purchased, but I'll rotate items on a regular basis regardless. And anytime we land someplace with a big enough port, I'll buy, sell, and trade whatever I can. Check back often. I need to move items quickly, so only the most basic items will be stocked consistently.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
I honestly didn't talk to this guy for the longest time. My first time through the game, I kind of forgot he existed. Not bad. But I won't be buying anything for now. Basically, the only thing I ever buy from people are licenses. And then I end up not buying anything from the guy. Oh, we got a whole diverse crew down here, don't we? Start with Garrus.
Thanks for bringing me on board, Commander. I knew working with a Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with a Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
For the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Maybe. But sometimes it feels like the rules are only there to stop me from doing my work. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
So yeah, as I said before, as much as I love Garrus in 2 and 3, in this one he's kind of like I'm gonna say a blank slate. But he obviously kind of has like that cowboy mentality of like, oh, finally I don't have to listen to the rules now. Which in this game you can actually kind of like mold a bit, depending on how you talk to him.
I hope you made the right choice. I'd hate for you to regret it later.
Well, that's sort of why I teamed up with you. It's a chance for me to get off the Citadel, see how things are done outside CSEC. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
Okay. He's sounding a bit like Saren here. Just because you can do anything you want doesn't mean you have to or should.
If getting the job done means endangering innocent people, then no. We get the job done right, not fast. Got it?
I wasn't trying to. I understand, Commander.
I was a little rough on Garrus there, but I think he needed to hear it. It's not about just breaking the rules whenever you want. So, for the most part, the rules are there for a reason.
Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Kinda wish you'd got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
Okay. This is so bad. I'm gonna have to be like... I hate that I have to do this. Yeah, there is a part where he does that. I remember that. It is weird. Like, I like the direction they took the characters into. In this game, they do feel a little different. Garrus isn't the badass that he is in 2. Although life kind of makes him one. Out of necessity. Same thing with Tali. Like, it's basically they all grow up. In this game, they're all kind of like children. And then through the events of their lives, they just become more mature and have their roles. And now I have to proceed to be neutral to Ashley, or else she'll want to romance me. This is the only part of Mass Effect 1 I don't like. And that's intentionally being not that nice to certain people. Be honest though, there is a point where you can shut down the romance. So I actually shouldn't be too worried about it.
We came as soon as we got the distress call, even with the fastest ship in the fleet.
You did the best you could, Commander. It's my fault. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
Now, look. She was on Eden Prime. No one thought that world was going to be as important as it was.
We never trained to fight synthetics. The Geth haven't gone beyond the Veil in 3 centuries.
Our training's supposed to make us able to adapt. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Bye, Ashley. And then we have Rex. Now, didn't get off on the right foot with Rex. I mean, he did murder a guy, an unarmed guy in front of me. I still think he's cool, though. As long as he doesn't do that anymore, Rex, then we'll be fine.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogan live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
I heard about that. You know, they almost did the same to us.
It's not the same.
It seems pretty much the same to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
Ouch. Yeah, Liara apparently, loves Shepard no matter what. Hey, I mean, everyone's different, I suppose, and Liara's so out of touch with people. Maybe she thought that Shepard being a jerk to her was a sign that he was interested in her. I mean, when you're in elementary school, that's a thing, I guess. And yes, Rex is awesome, and he even gets better in 2 and 3. I love that all the original characters just continue to get better and better throughout the series. Like, Rex just seems like a brute. But then you learn how progressive he is for a Krogan.
I suppose it isn't all the same.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Well, point taken.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
So yeah, in this world, the Krogan, I mean, if you look at the chain of events, the Rachni tried to kill everybody. The Krogan were uplifted by the Solarians to fight the Rachni. They succeeded, pretty much making them extinct. Then the Krogan were like, hey, now that we have space travel and such, we're going to take over more planets. And they got a little aggressive. Then the Krogan rebellion started. The Solarians made the genophage and the Turians infected them with it. So basically, they made them sterile, almost. And Rex is just saying, like, yes, the genophage is horrible. It's making our numbers fall, but it's not what's killing them in the long run. It's the Krogan attitude of, I want to fight everything. They're not fighting for their people, they're fighting for themselves. And that is killing them.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Yeah. I mean, let's be fair. Rex, when we met Rex, he was a mercenary who was hired by the Shadow Broker to kill Fist. He's kind of doing the same thing. But you can tell from what he's saying, he at least recognizes it. He knows that this is killing his species slowly. But he probably tried to fix it in the past. And it's just like, what do you do? He's just one Krogan.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Yeah, he basically just said that he thinks that no Krogan can ever change who the Krogan are. But you can tell deep down, he wants it to change. He probably tried in the past. He seems like the kind of person who tried and failed and is now just kind of like, nah. I mean, he sounds a little defeated when he mentions that. I don't think I've been down here yet. Whoops. And yeah, he's very three-dimensional compared to the other characters. But I think it's part of it is, again, the age thing, the maturity thing. Garrus and Tali are just young characters. They just haven't done much in their lives yet that have defined them. Rex is old. He's a Krogan. He's done a lot.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tali? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
Well, this would be the best person to learn about stealth systems. It is my ship now. Should know how it works.
Fill me in on the IES stealth systems. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster than light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
So basically, we're not invisible, but we're the most invisible ship we're gonna have. Very useful for a Spectre. Yeah, Shepard lucked out. He became the first human Spectre and got a perfect ship for a Spectre.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on. Probably the fastest vessel ever designed. And she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, but we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Very helpful. A ship that's fast, nearly invisible, and can run for like twice as long. Again, very useful.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo. Only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Yeah, but I think anyone who serves on a ship, especially someone like an engineer, you kind of get to know your ship. The fact that he has love for his old ship, I'm fine with. And yeah, dude, everyone looks better with this. You should see Presley up close.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Yeah, you would see Presley up close if he allowed me to talk to him. He didn't want to talk to me. He's not happy with me that I brought aliens on board.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to her. I could be like, oh yeah, humans, we're so advanced. No, this ship is special. I was, lucky enough to get an awesome ship. Is she my favorite female character? Probably yes. Although I do like Liara too. I think over the series Liara evolves, and I don't know, I like a lot of the characters in this game. It's hard to pick actual favorites. And they all kind of have their own roles. Yeah, this ship is super special.
The Normandy's a prototype. Cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
That is old. Was that 300-year ships? Yep. Your favorites are Garrus, Tally, and Jack. Jack is definitely an interesting character. Now, see, we're about to learn a lot about the Quarians, which, hey, I'm very interested in. Fact is, Quarians... I mean, look at Shepard. He's a human in the Alliance fleet. He just went to the Citadel for the first time. He met certain aliens for the first time. Quarians are even lesser known. They're like on the edges of space just floating around. So this is a chance to learn about a species that you're not going to meet that often. That are also kind of persecuted a bit. They're viewed as thieves and vagrants, like just staying where they can. And it's, I mean, we know the history that the Geth drove them from their home because the Quarians tried to kill them. I don't like that fact. I mean, the Quarians did try to kill their own creation, but it's been 300 years. Any of the Quarians alive right now had nothing to do with that. So I do kind of feel for them.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Time to do some learning.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
Yeah, the Quarians have it rough. Oh, and thank you. I mean, it helps that I've played this game a lot. I'm still learning how to do commentary in like a more casual way, especially in like if I'm playing a blind playthrough at some point. That's going to be tough because the way I'm doing things right now, I'm relying more on my knowledge of the game. I need to learn to be more relaxed.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
Now that makes perfect sense. The idea that their space is limited. They have to live on ships. If their population gets too high, it's costly. If it gets too low, they don't have enough people. But the idea that they would be given incentives to have more kids, that'd be an interesting time. Although, obviously it hasn't been done in a while.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
I don't remember how old she is. I know she's barely considered more than a child, kind of like Liara. There's a lot of young people in this game. Garrus is a somewhat seasoned CSEC officer, but he's still young. Tali is on her pilgrimage, a rite of passage, kind of thing, like into adulthood. Liara is like 106 or 109, but for an Asari, that's very young. Rex is like the old guy, basically. He's the veteran.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials.
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
So they have the ability to override the Conclave decision, but in doing so, they have to forfeit their position. That's a nice checks and balance kind of setup. Unless they truly believe they're doing what's right for everybody, they won't do it. Their government, it makes sense their government's kind of like that, because you have military ships and civilian ships kind of combined into one thing. You have to make sure they can get along together, which will definitely pop up later. And going back to the age thing, not only is this Shepard's story, but it's also the other characters' stories, because they all grow up throughout the series. You see a young CSEC officer, a young Quarian, a very young Asari who's just an archaeologist, and other characters like grow up to be very important characters in the galaxy. So it's kind of all their stories, which is why the characters are so good in this game. They spent a lot of time making these characters. Now it's time to learn about the enemy. Who better to talk to about Geth than a Quarian?
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
And that... Well, okay, I'm not going to say that. Look, my Shepard's an engineer. Again, I don't think he would view AI as 100% dangerous and evil. Neither do I, honestly. But yeah, I thought that was illegal for a reason.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So, the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in the group, the smarter they are.
What made them rebel?
As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
Yeah. I can definitely imagine, being a Quarian in that society. You have like these robots doing your stuff, and then all of a sudden one turns and says, like, am I alive? What is my purpose? Like that, ooh. Now, I don't agree with their decision to turn against them and try to kill them. At all. They should have nurtured that, not tried to destroy it. But it would be a scary moment. Like, imagine when our phones, like Siri or whoever, like starts asking, like, am I alive? Like, it's gonna be an interesting situation when it happens. Because come on, it's bound to happen at some point.
What did you do?
It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
Yeah, notice my my choices here. All pretty much point to that's on the Quarians. You tried to kill them. You assumed the Geth would be hostile, and you tried to kill them before they were... Basically, it's like they tried to kill them in their sleep. In a sense, they were waking up as a species, as a sentient race, and you tried to kill them. Yeah, they were defending themselves. Maybe they took it a little too far, but still.
You can't blame them for fighting for their survival.
We had no other choice. The Geth were already on the verge of revolution. By acting quickly, we had a chance to end the war before it began. The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it's like, you know, a machine is basically like, am I alive? And then all of a sudden, they're fighting for their lives. Like, as soon as they become sentient, they're fighting for their own survival. But now, another thing to point out, they didn't pursue them. If the Geth wanted to, they could have followed the Quarians and finished them off, but they didn't. Because they were defending themselves. Okay, I'm not going to say that.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I didn't mean to do that.
All I know is the story of their origins.
I want to talk about...
Mouse can be a little finicky sometimes with that. I want to learn about our pilgrimage. How's it going so far? What were you doing before you met up with me?
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
Huh. I mean, it does sound a little dangerous, but think about it. They need supplies to survive. And I'm sure they don't send them out completely unprepared. I'm sure there's training and they give them supplies. Well, some supplies. The whole point is to bring supplies back. But, you know, at least some food or something.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
But basically, even if the gift is kind of meh, the captain is going to accept them because they like increasing their population. It probably gives them more status, but also more people to help. But like she said, there's a stigma to just a bad gift. You know, it's like showing up to a birthday party, and you don't want to be that guy where like he started like the. You know, when I was a kid, you go to a birthday party and you're opening up gifts, and your friends getting gifts, and it's like, oh, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, and it's like, oh. When you think that your gift is what you would consider subpar to the others, you're just like, ah, crap. That might have happened once in my life. I kind of remember it. Anyway.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
I want to talk about something else. I should go. I love Shepard. Alright. Well, we've mingled nicely with our new teammates. We have Garrus, who thought that he could just come on board and do whatever he wanted, but we set him straight. Not in a mean way, just like a big brother kind of way, where it's like, no. You're not doing that. Ashley, who's Ashley. Rex, who seems like just every other Krogan, but sounds like he might have tried to change things in the past, or wants things to change. But now he's just kind of acting like every other Krogan. On the surface, anyway. Oh, we got Requisition Man over there. Tally, who's interesting. Although I wish she would I would say I wish she would lighten up on the whole AI or evil thing. But, I mean, I don't blame Quarians for not trusting AI, considering the circumstances. And Caden, who didn't say much. He's a mystery. And now, it's time to venture out into space. Oh, this would be such a cool moment. You're the captain of a new ship, entrusted with a very important mission, but you can still just go wherever you want. Oh, if I hit, I mean, yeah, she's, Ashley's the human. Oh, look at this. Look at all of this. But hey, priorities, right? We gotta get Liara. We can get some information out of her. Prothean information. We can use her against Saren. Now let's see. Which way do I want to go to first? Let's go to Sparta. Now, just because I'm in a hurry to get this mission stuff done doesn't mean I'm not going to do other missions along the way. It does look nice. One of the people that I occasionally watch stream Mass Effect, they're using the Xbox version, and unfortunately, it doesn't age great. Any asteroids? Nope. Nope. Wrong button. Whoops. What we got? Collection of small silicon. I'm not sure how to pronounce that word. I mean, it's silicates, but I'll just say silicate. Asteroids loosely bound together by gravity. Simple enough. Ooh, Prothean data disk. While scanning the asteroid field in the Sparta system, you found signs of habitation. A recon team was sent to investigate one of the larger asteroids. The rock had small, functioning biodome, but no sign of anyone still living there. There was, however, a data console with an intact Prothean data disk. See, this is part of the reason why I love Mass Effect 1. The little information they put in this game. Like all the weapon information, and that. It could have just said Prothean data disk found, but instead it talked about a biodome on an asteroid. And all the planet information. What we got here? See, now I am not great at pronouncing words, so, God, I'm so bad at pronouncing words like this. I guess it'd be Treminer. Huh. Is a dwarf planet composed of light magnesium silicates with deposits of aluminum. Its surface is covered by wide swaths of ancient, dark, basaltic lava, possibly indicating the world was created through an impact with some other body in the system. The magnetic field is non-existent. This makes it impossible for ships to drive charge from orbit. That said, the minuscule gravity allows even cruiser-sized vessels to land safely for direct grounding. And the idea is that there was a Prothean dome here, maybe watching this planet and some other planets in the system.
Commander, I'm picking up a signal from the planet's surface. It looks like an automated distress beacon.
Well, we're in a hurry to find this Liara to Sony. But again, what is the point of being a Spectre, a protector of the galaxy, if I'm not going to, go after information in other missions? Of course I'm doing this. Edelus is a terrestrial planet with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and nitrogen. The surface is covered by wide deserts of silicate sand, with only a few areas of igneous rock highlands to break the abrasive, dust-choked wind. Sounds like a fun place. The orbit is congested with debris thrown inwards by the gravity of the gas giant Ontamala? Words no work today. Due to a high rate of meteor impacts, exploration is highly dangerous. Well, let's go. An automated distress call, eh? Who should I bring with me? Who should I bring with me? All we know is it's a tough planet, and there's an automated distress call. Well, I'm bringing Rex because it's a tough planet. He's tough. I like my logic. You didn't read all the codex in the first playthrough. Yeah, the attention to detail. Oh, trust me, I'll be doing the codex at some point. I'll do it over time. You know what? You know what? Ashley has not gone on a mission with me yet. I'll bring Ashley. Yeah. Oh, you can do the examination thing. It even tells you, like, the strength of your... Yeah, I'll bring Garrus. Good point. Garrus better. We got plenty of tech, decent combat, little bit of biotic. Okay. You know, I said, like, when I go on important missions, I want to use all the characters somewhat evenly. I will pick them based on the mission. But missions like this, it's like, you know, who do I bring with me? I don't know what's on the surface. I don't know what the mission is. It honestly doesn't matter that much. I brought Rex because he's tough. You know? Okay. Now, this is the first time I've ever used the Mako with a mouse and keyboard. So, this is going to feel a little weird. Oh, we have a distress signal and a lot. We'll go there first. Oh, I'm already getting the buttons wrong. How do I do there we go. Okay. I'm on veteran. I believe I think it's the hardest difficulty I can do without doing a new game plus. Yeah, I can't do hardcore or insanity. And I'm an engineer for the first time. I am not used to being squishy. I am always a soldier or infiltrator or vanguard, like some bulk to me. You know what? I haven't saved in a while. I know this game autosaves, but I'm not taking a chance that autosave messes up. Now look at this cool place. Oh. How do I zoom in? I know there's a button for it.
Heading out?
Nope, that's don't want to go out. Spacebar triggers the jump jets and returns you to normality. Okay. Right mouse button fires the cannon. Left mouse button fires the machine gun. Use shift. That's what it is. You know, on the Xbox version, I never knew you could do that. I know you could do this. Like, I never knew you could do this with it. It's kind of cool. Yeah. This is my first playthrough on PC. So... I'm not used to keyboard and mouse controls. Now this looks ominous. Oh good. Oh, I overheated the thing. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm kind of getting used to the tank controls. I just went in a circle. Got our first mission, and we're already fighting a Thresher Maul. Oh, I missed my shot. Come on. He hit my tire. You would think that, I don't know, everyone's different. The keyboard and mouse is easier to aim with. If you use a controller for the last decade, doing everything, not really. Okay. Almost got him. Almost got him. Yeah. Yeah, Thresher Mauls are freaky. This is the first time on an alien planet, you know, on our first mission, and then all of a sudden it's just like, okay, this is what the galaxy has, huh? Now, let's see what this distress signal's about.
Alliance soldiers. Looks like they were lured here by the distress beacon.
Ooh. Ouch.
Looks like these men were under Admiral Kahoku's command. He'd want to know what happened here.
See, the thing is, I can't do anything with this. You'd think I'd want to turn this off. Because they were lured here by the beacon. I want to turn it off so no one else gets lured here. I almost died from it. Could I please turn it off? But no. Oh, I already read that. So it's N for Normandy, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's just the tank controls. Like, as you saw, I went in a circle because I was holding the button down. I'm just not used to it. Hey, we just left the Citadel. We're going right back. I want to... These were fellow Marines. Kahoku's a fellow human. And in the Alliance, I want to tell him what happened to his people. So back we go. Like, hey, Citadel. We left to go have fun out in space, but we're back. Hey, at this point, space travel's so fast, not going after Saren immediately isn't a big deal. As you can tell, I'm trying to think of a roleplay aspect for why I would be doing this. Any RPG has that problem. Like, when you have a mission of utmost importance, but yet you're doing fetch quests. It's hard to get around. Yeah. Anderson, you get off the ship and Anderson's like, oh, you stopped Saren already? No. I'm getting to it. Give me a break. I just became a Spectre. I was thrown out into this. I never met aliens or went to the Citadel. Now all of a sudden I'm a Spectre stopping Saren and... You know what? I'm gonna bring, well, we're just going here to tell Kahoku about his men, so I'm bringing both Alliance soldiers. That makes sense. My whole purpose of coming here is to talk to
Equalizing interior
an Alliance
pressure
person.
with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
Presley's in charge while I'm gone. Eh, that's acceptable. Besides his, not so great attitude towards aliens, it's okay. And look how cute they are with their matching suits. You guys gonna...
In entertainment news, Francis Kitt has announced plans to direct Hamlet with L-Corps cast members. The production will open dramatic theater to the L-Corps with a Hamlet who uses L-Corps body language and pheromones. Kitt claims that he's also excited by giving a human audience the chance to judge Hamlet by his deeds and not his emotions.
Sounds awesome. Please talk, people. It's so awkward, these quiet elevator rides. Talk. Okay, fine. We'll just stand here in silence. Happy. So we have to go tell Kahoku what happened to his men, unfortunately. He was in... Yep, he was in the yeah, Citadel Tower. Yeah, considering pink is not his starting color. He has the typical gray armor that Shepard has. I don't know. I mean, hey, pink looks good on him.